Hi guys, my name is Raph and I am the cosplayer at Netherworks Costumes. I am here to show off my Typhus Herald of Nurgle armor that I've been taking around to different conventions for the past couple of months. I've gotten a lot of really cool feedback from it. I'm just here making a series of videos on what it is and what material I made it out of, how long it took me to make, and a little history on the character and my inspiration for making this. So yeah, so in this video I'm going to talk about the lower half. We're just going to work our way up. So these are the legs, actually. These are the this is basically the bottom half of the armor, I should say. These were probably more time consuming than the rest of the armor. As you can see, I have, for my feet, all I have are just simple boot covers that I made. I made these like in less than a day. So I basically made a pattern off of the pair of boots that I'm wearing right now, and I designed a pattern. I designed it based on that, and I didn't really want to go for the typical Space Marine shoes, so I wanted to make them look more cloven, because he is a Chaos Space Marine, so he's kind of all Nurgle-y. And I noticed that some Chaos demons have like cloven feet, so there's the reason for that. And I went up to the upper part of the legs right here. I was going based off the new 8th edition Typhus model. There's a big difference between those two models. The Typhus model prior to 8th edition was fine cast, and the new Cataphracti Terminator armored Typhus actually is plastic, and he has a different design. So his legs had a bit more detail in them, in my opinion, than his old model. So I tried to make it as accurate to that as I could. So on one leg he has like the spikes pointing out. As you can see here, I need to do some touch-ups because I've taken this to about 6 different events so far. And, well, it's gotten some wear and tear. The paint's worn off in some places. And on this side, he has, like, these cysts popping through the armor. He's got, like, this sensor that's just breaking through the knee pad. And on the back of each, this is the same on the other leg, too. On the back, I tried to get some of that detail as well, because every little thing counts, if you ask me. And then if I come up here, I can show you the calf pieces. I think probably the most fun part of this build were these little canisters that I made. I made these in like 3 hours, I think, if I remember correctly. I was trying to make it look as mechanical as possible. Now, on the actual model, he has hoses coming out of the bottom half and connecting into the top part right here, but I neglected to do that because I didn't want it to be constricting. I wanted to be able to actually move around in this thing, because at the time I thought it was just going to be me walking around in this. I had to be prepared for not having a handler. I had to be able to get in and out of this thing by myself on a dime if I had to. And on the back here, I did the same detail pattern as I did for the lower legs. And right here, it's a little messy. I need to clean that up. I actually cut these off like last minute before I went to Star City Anime, because they just kept getting in the way and it looked funky and I didn't really like it. So I need to clean that up. And on the inside, you'll see this if you ever meet me in person and I show you like the inside of the armor. I actually used hot glue to glue these buckles into place, but the problem with that is that your body heat and the pH level in your body sweat actually dissolves the glue. So over time, these kept popping off repeatedly. So I took some leather stripping right here. I took some scrap leather and I made leather strips and just glued that on top. So it actually adds strength to the buckles, and I did it throughout the entire armor wherever I had these straps attached. Now this thigh piece actually attaches directly to this, so that in case, this pops loose, it actually doesn't go flopping around on the bottom part of my leg. And it's not like a big bell that just dangles. And then right here, this is actually a part of the upper half of the armor. This is the belly plate, but I'm just going to go ahead and include it in this video because why the hell not? So, I know that this is not as big as Typhus's actual belly plate because I added 4 inches to my waistline and I still couldn't get like round enough because I'm not like Typhus's size. I'm not Typhus's proportions. There's no way I can be because a Space Marine in Cataphractii Terminator armor is roughly 7 feet tall. So about the same height as a Spartan from Halo. And like I said earlier, I had to be able to get in and out of this thing by myself as fast as possible in case I needed to. So on the model, he actually has a hose bursting through like one side of his belly. And then right here, you can see the destroyer hive because his body is actually a host for the destroyer hive, which is like a Nurgle disease / parasite thing. I can get into more detail on that later. But for these little rivet details, I used just wooden dowels. I used a 1/2 inch diameter wooden dowel and then a 1/4 inch diameter wooden dowel, and I did it for both sides. And how I made the pattern, I just traced out 1/2 and flipped it and got the other side, and then I just added different details. And I didn't want to do like segments, right? Or I didn't want it to be all floppy and segmented, so I just made it one solid piece. And if you look on the back here, I had, it's just rough floor mat foam that I used to make this. This bit was a little flimsy and fragile, and I didn't really want to like risk that breaking on me, so I just reinforced it with some more foam. And I have like a snap attached to some leather and just hot glued that in, and it's held up pretty strong actually. I got all this open space right here, so I was thinking about making pockets for like a hot glue gun, a super glue bottle, a spot for my cell phone, something like that, just to like have it on me because I want to try and maximize the amount of space that I have. So that is the lower half of my Typhus Herald of Nurgle costume. Oh, this hole, there's supposed to be something here. I just never added it. So, but I also didn't really mind much because I don't think people really pay attention unless I point it out, and otherwise it's just a hole. But there's supposed to be like, there's supposed to be another hose bursting through here and running up into the belly. But again, because of movement issues, I didn't want that to constrict me in any way. So that's why that's there. But again, this is the lower half of my Typhus Herald of Nurgle cosplay. I hope you guys enjoy it. And stay tuned. I'll be uploading the other 2 videos pretty soon. So see ya.